Mr. Alex Yam.
Mr. Speaker, public housing first started with HDB blocks.
Minister, are you taking both 32 and 33
yes.
together?
Thank you for the reminder. I'm taking questions 32 and 33 together with your permission, sir.
Yes, please.
Public housing first started with HDB blocks comprising 1, 2 and 3 room rental flats. Subsequently, as part of the government's overall move to encourage Singaporeans towards home ownership, HDB sold existing 3-room rental flats to the sitting tenants and closed the 3-room rental register in 1982. Hence, when HDB resumed the rental building program in 2007, only 1 and 2-room flats were built. The rental rates for these 1 and 2-room public rental flats are heavily subsidized so that they remain accessible to the lower income households. More than 90% of households in these public rental flats have 4 or fewer persons living together. Larger families who form 2 separate family nucleus, such as grandparents living with parents and children, and who need more space, may also apply for 2 separate rental flats. There are no plans to impose a limit on the number of family members who can live in a rental flat or to impose occupancy standards for such flats. And we take a similar approach for flats which are sold or rented in the open market, because in the same manner, there is no limit on the number of related persons who can stay together as a family in these units. We will continue to review how best to meet the needs of public rental households, including larger families, as part of the government's broader effort to support vulnerable families.
Mr. Alex Yam.
I thank the Minister for his reassurance. Just one very quick factual clarification. Minister mentioned that larger family units can rent 2 separate rental flats. How many of these families have applied for them, and how many have been approved so far?
Mr. Speaker, as I mentioned, you have to form 2 separate family nucleus, so this would typically apply for multi-generational families. I don't have the numbers, but the applicants are not many. And this also goes back to the reason why I think we have to understand better the needs of the families we're talking about. When HDB closed the 3-room register in 1982, the experience was that many of these families, in fact, preferred to buy rather than to rent the 3-room flats, because it also made more financial sense for them, because they could pay using the CPF, and at the end of the day, they would have the flat of their own. So if you talk about families, larger families who want to apply for 2 separate units, they would have to pay a larger rental, and some of them may prefer not to do so. They may prefer to save, for example, and if it's a first-timer family, they may very well prefer to build up their savings first in order to buy a flat later. So I think there are multiple needs here, and HDB and the social service agencies are committed to engage these families to understand better their needs and to resolve and tackle them holistically.